What am I allowed again? We live now. We live, but what again? Funding, right? Official, right? So you can go right? Right? And later on, I could use no, later on, right? Sorry. I'm ready. Right. Draped up. Right. Minimum. Low. Real for the low, she was low. A protect. AP. Real. $500,000 I watch. And a couple outside. Rollies. Two rollies and five tenders. Understand? One of them like have a private passenger tonight, island. And the next one, you understand? Fighting. Fighting to take care of you. Correct. Right. So Shalom Israel, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, right? Since 1969. The Most High understand allow a couple of staunch, hardcore, monstrous, brave, understand, dignified, grassroots, real bodily brothers, you know what I mean? They step up to the plate and say, boy, hey, all this knowledge that passed down, you understand, through history, through slavery, boy, they didn't want the black man to get us by. They didn't want the Hispanic man to get us by. They didn't want the Native Indian man to get us by, but somebody had to stand up for them by. Somebody had to let them know by. Somebody had to be a brother to them. Somebody had to be a father figure. Somebody had to be an uncle, a good brother, a good big brother, a good small brother. Somebody they had to stand up by and say, by, let me give them a chance, by. Let me stand up for God, by. Let me stand up and see what the Bible is saying by Jagaji, by. Let me come and let them to understand who them is, by. The title of the class today is by Remember. Remember, Native Indian, Hispanic, Negro man, all of these niggas, you understand? All of we remember who we is, but we didn't touch somebody. But so less than you understand? One of them in the class here too, you know what I mean? It's real. Sometimes we just get chance to really reason on certain things like that. And I remember they remind them about Nehemiah, but remember that thing they teach about Nehemiah was some time ago, right? And me and all and one too, you know, sometimes you read something and you really catch how strong that thing is by reading that thing now, and that didn't hit my back here, so I say, where boy? Almost push out my seat and say, wait now. It's so much. Then I didn't even know Nehemiah was so Manchester. Hey, man, I didn't know. I read back the thing. I said, I swear I never read this. I could have promised you, I didn't see this. By the time I read Manchester Park by Nehemiah, and I'm like a red cantus. I'm telling you, and because you're going, people is watching Nehemiah, and if you're fun because of how the Christian influences on the society, a man go watch it now and you go think, you know, Nehemiah is like a real a man in a robe, some kind of thing like a old man or something. And the man ain't had no phenomenon, the man had no the man is standing up to nobody and like, you know, like he begging people now. But if you see the man getting rotted by the man getting red bad, I say nah. Nehemiah is an absolute monster. You not seeing that in no Christian church, you not seeing that in a Muslim house, you not seeing that in a political platform, you not seeing that in them parties. Look how the man stand up, you're going to go in it today. You understand? You're going to try to touch him a little bit. You can start from the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1. You have to read into all the baby today. You try to speak you, but you're trying to give all the essence of what really taking place now because that's important. Right? So we start off with the book of Nehemiah, but chapter 1 verse 1. We're staying right from Nehemiah. We got to tell a little bit into that later on in the half, but I said, no. The man real bad. I said, no. And they don't want Negroes to know. Why did they fight Negroes now to not understand by this where you come from, G? How it is? And we're going to watch right here, right back in them same time with Nehemiah. They didn't want Israel to come together. They don't want to understand the build of the war. They don't want to understand that has some kind of symbol of hope, G. The same thing today. That will make Producer say last same part. I want to teach by what they really talk to the people about by. We should connect back with the people there. That's the mission to show you about, hey, this is who we really is, by. Because the whole world want to make you believe in some foolery, right? I want to make you soft. I want to make you weak. I want to make you defenseless. And I don't want to make you a beggar and crying and bawling after people GIG by and we real bad. We supposed to look at the kind of the man letting you something real critical. General not talking on someone. I asked my soul, let up on that man. I want to put it on it. I asked you, understand my upper ranking man not to put on that, please, Baba Gosha. But the man not touching on something real serious, which is this. Look, Nehemiah was in a big place, hey, Nehemiah was in a big position. When I do something looking up, we got to bear. You know, Nehemiah, and them the seriously wine before the king to see if it's poison. Them is the advisor for the king. So you telling me, you mean to tell me out of them people race, man was like the Persian and Media, that is Artaxerxes. You know, we watching the movie children, all them things, and we see Artaxerxes and all that. In the Median kingdom, in the Median empire, that you telling me out of all they can't find nobody, or let them find a nigga, right? So that when you man like a church, that's showing you about, hey, what the Lord say about we in Deuteronomy chapter 4 then is absolutely on point. But you always come here and make a boast on the most high, or the most high choose niggas by, you always make that choice. You always make it up. You are saying, hey, this is not the first time much in the Babylonian kingdom they choose Daniel. We've been now talking about Daniel. Daniel now go and stand up against them. Daniel's a youth man. Picture Daniel might be 12 years old, 14 years old. And now questioning big men who trying to run game and trying to get girls to sleep with them and think them always raping people by them, always abusing girls. Same thing they doing today, same thing they doing in the Christian church. What they do? They molesting people and them, you understand, coercing girls to go and sleep on the husband or kind of think for some kind of people to pay some bill or for some work or something, and you know, some kind of shit and then they tapping into the lust or some weakness they tapping into and exploiting girl and sweeping it under the ground and only destroying souls. And because the girl want upon them now, them girls can never see nothing against the wickedness going on here. Everybody set aside his own back and allow the wickedness. As opposed to standing up, how you're supposed to stand up, G. That is why we just come out here then and make sure like you have that essence of who it is we really is by. Understand the time of the day by G by we is real monsters. We not supposed to be operating under this weakness, G, until you understand something that we want the Lord back in we have a God. Because people operating now like a 2 hour power than if a man standing up under the king, you drinking a man to really poison nothing, but the most I see that too, the most I say, oh God, you drink poison, serpent, snake, go bite you. And once I rock in the chair by nothing go up much by G by. So we have to get up in that confidence in the most I and not a man. And not trusting that kind of vibe because we always be, understand? Always be under the foot, always understand, bound with soul, always doing some wickedness, always doing some kind of weak shit. You go always be under that. If we in the sun put up, we stand by and understand by hey, by niggas by the greatest by she by we is the most hardcore by. Look how we forefathers that be surrounded by everybody by every other heathen king, you understand? That was so called running the planet at that time. All of them, you understand? Are Israelite and nigga. They come and get them by how to really understand by G by how to solve this problem here by everything they want to ask you. We always up in the higher ranks and I'm always second in command. Like Joseph, second in command. Nehemiah, second in command. You understand? Or high up in the ranks. Hey, Daniel, same thing. The man of Babylon, he want to know by final, by who really have the way how to do this thing by asking almost to call wise men. And these men are supposed to be the finance and magic men and make things to make the whole place pop. Supposed to be real big government ministers and senators by them supposed to have this place unlocked. And none of them have no solution to the people them by they have a prayer by G by. And they had a run for Daniel by who's the one who rocked with the most high by he really gave me some to really want to show me by how this place is supposed to really take place by chanting this dream from by because I confused by these men without their records, without the wisdom of the most high, without that spiritual connection to the whole place will fall apart by. That's why it's important for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to understand by who he is by. Who we supposed to be rocking under by. We real far from the goalpost, and we don't want to know that by them the structure. We don't have to care about them. Just how we man them care about what it is them saying by what them to them about by. But make it to understand why we forefathers that was green monsters like we didn't fear nothing. G. That is what we need. That's what black men need to give back in the chest by right. Right. That's what it is. Don't know. Most time guys G Baba Gasha. You go and read because I want to talk about whole stuff and then we really get into the story. And I keep you only man pep star, only man glory, but the man is very bad. I really think I said, nah, Chief, look how what the man is a real man. If you see this stand up, somebody came out to shock for two, the girl stand up for the man, them when the big elders and the big noble men, them do something, they want to side the man, they want to put in a break to help build back the kingdom, like the same way themselves, men, and them don't want to help me by, them never voice their opinion on nothing by them, not standing up in the gap for none of me by, not defending me. By a woman by put them to shame by, and that more balls and them for that by, excuse my friends by, I don't know, read it about the chance.
Yeah. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hilkiah. And it came to pass in the month of Chesu, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan the palace, that Hananiah, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. And it came to pass, when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept, and mourned certain days, and fasted, and prayed before the God of heaven.
For sure, when you measure all the leaders, them compared to this man, by the man never care for the people like you, by a genuine care. The man sit down in a high seat. He don't have to care about nothing. But this is not the spirit of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. The Lord don't want that spirit on. When you understand, operated anyway, this is how we supposed to be thinking and caring about one another, right? These women and them in weak communities and them, that way and careless and hard-hearted, and those who want to listen and want their own way, you understand, because they forget how to care, because the men them didn't show them by, hey, this is how we operate. If that is the case, all of them go and follow that, and because that is because if you have to go any man inside of here, any man have to defend you, is exactly here, because here God, when the body accepted, now they get to recognize taking a chance with the other race is not really making sense. A lot of women just make that mistake. No, but they be frightened even when making that mistake. Because they're born in Dubai, you understand, somebody defecating them out, they ain't going to come back. That 10,000 you might get 20,000, you might see that money. Back in slavery time, if you talking and speed up, is what I'm talking. You don't really talking greasy and talking loose. Back in slavery time, they was cutting up, they have a book called The Delectable Negro by I'm telling them, right? If you let us speak on talking on the slave them who was making things happen, making sure you understand what they got a real thing, they call it the real cotton, real this, real that, can be like dog, down to the bone, you understand? It's only sweat and blood. So we put your hands that money behind my shop. All the chain them, you understand what they did, the skin falling off the bone. What's this work? Man, and they still was cutting on Negroes, but they still wanted to eat Negroes, but look at there, the feelers just talk. Watch it there. You understand? Well, watch it there, I can't really talk about it, but you see this book here? You see that book there, G? You see that book there? Delectable Negro, by whatever. Watch one look at that book. Let's look up any video on it. I know this thing ain't really showing up there, boy. Yeah, the Delectable Negro, and hey, just so by it was cutting up Negroes and making a feast out of it, like a turkey carving up the flash shit. Eating me up, eating me up. That's what them is beyond, right? That's what your person is beyond, and that's the same man you want to run and play friend and thing, but the people them, you understand, at that time, he didn't have no reason to try and hide nothing. They was readily open. And today they're still doing it. And you want to try and get a little portion with him before he decide, I want to eat a Negro, I want to eat a Hispanic. Real Hispanic now, of course, now because they thought they jump with back then. They thought Trump, you understand, would have some kind of appreciation. Them fellas don't have that in them. You understand what's the NG? That's why that's a game to be played with. We carry my role inside here. Do all that kind of thing and appealing to your good nature. What good nature, right? Do all that with them. Understand what taking place. Understand? You see, some hey, I something that day. I didn't want to pass this at all. I'm looking up to make sure. Big up, you understand, from the boss and came on 6. It's a big move what they make, you understand, to really show you them. We is not a start, that's a good start. We is not supposed to be fighting one another, right? People like them come on the stage, you understand, and sing together, look over and pump all kind of thing. Pump in a real bad shit. And the sad thing is, boy, you understand, it's only music, them fellas could really kind of find a way to live off now, right? That's not supposed to be all the money going out there, we sucking the money out of the communities and everything. When boy, we could be on rotation, feeding the people them, you understand, being on rotation by selling items and them by when you come home from school, something, and train them inside the rotation. That's how we used to do it long time. In 1921, all them time Black Wall Street. China wasn't coming home and they stuck up in the iPad and just barely this whole custom based Richard. And on top of that, they trying to go and touch them. And with this, with the black woman for instance, what do you think is that? Child attracted to some shipping is important. Where do you call it again? Some yeah, look at it. Yeah, look at it. Right?
Let's spin some Roblox.
Let's go to on Roblox. Watch it.
Zoom math, and their bio says, "I heart little boy." So let's try it. Math stands for
minor attracted person. That's the terminology they use. Minor attracted persons. All in your Roblox because you don't have the time to raise the children. You even watching through or really taking place on Roblox running around. But once it are discussed, anyway, children, it's them minor attracted personnel looking to run up inside. Everywhere, G, that is how this place running around. But all that is got all kind of level of deviancy. Like most of the teaching the the senators and them that's supposed to be rooting for what good. The US Senate, that is how these fellas and the level of proportion, all the people that rule are shut down. It's 14 against, I think, out of 20. 14 out of 20 or 17 or some high number. Out of them voting for animated pornography to continue running rampant. These fellas and them is disgusting nastiness why a set of deviant. That is the people who run the planet, that is the people who set it up in government and making laws and passing, and you oblivious to what really taking place out here. And you want to take chance of these people and understand these people not right in the head, yo. And we understand so far off, it's like we're brain empty by. When this how we used to operate by, look how bad we before fathers them is. We out of touch, we ignorant. You understand? We don't care, we docile. You hold 9 years by, we only consume, and it's only because there is some form of sedation. Sedated meaning, you understand? They put you to sleep with your eyes them open. Sedation supposed to mean when you go in and take a surgery, they sedate you to knock you out. But now we walking around here, understand? We can't see, we can't hear, we can't understand nothing. That ain't good. That ain't not a good time, G. Someone ignorant is bliss and thing, we don't care about that. You don't care until they demise by these people running circles around here and they retarded. What kind of life that is like? Well, look how far we come from, and hey, we didn't care who was on that. Making you to understand somebody, them seats of power does not mean nothing to we by. The man's still operating like a real professional. We don't have a shot. Let me go into that name, are yeah.
Book of Nehemiah,
verse 5.
yeah, chapter 1 and verse 5. And said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven, the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments.
You understand? He begging, you don't know why we should buy. And here we go and talk later on, you understand? But he begging God, the God, you understand, that keep that the God of heaven, great and terrible. This kind of God is love thing, and this kind of that kind of sedation, that kind of sleep talk, they want to talk that Bible spirit saying God, a terrible God, was that man a war. God to play them kind of games. And making all that feel it sweet because now everybody looking for a little piece of bread teeth when they come like little rats. What kind of life that is, man, for we to be begging some merciless beasts to feed me by when they come? We're going crazy or and we pretending like doing something. Man, stop it there. We don't Bible shop.
Come. Verse 6. Let thine ear now be attentive, and thine eyes open, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee, now, day and night, for the children of Israel, thy servant, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and now have not kept the commandments, nor statutes, nor judgments, which thou commandest thy servant Moses.
What's right there? You see all the leaders have all that, but personal relationship with God, and you see it. You're a man who grew close to God, saying by we said by we must by. I don't know Father how we sin against him, by not some white lie and some small sin, and they making you feel like you separate. But we shut up by that is only man talking, that is only man understanding things by begging for me by. I don't know who convincing we are that shippiness and we separate, you understand that we not niggas. Them set up people discuss homosexual and my these weak fellas and when you put we in harm's way. These men and them talking about them as non niggas. But we're talking about by all of these Negroes by you can ship it matter. How it is you looking to pull out yourself and separate yourself by and all of we to together by all of we by God and say by all of you know listen. Someone will let them up and you say all about the toilet. God and say that to say by don't fix everybody boy. Don't feel like I'm up here. Don't feel like when I'm coming my here for something that thing I gonna and then they play like me see nothing else and all and understand so sweet and all so nice. I'm not on that to toilet boy. Make sure let's take care of one another by we're not living our life by. I want to go to the Bible, trying down and make men understand my life what really that's supposed to be on. You not see that when you sit at disgusting men, them not representing God by them don't have the mind. And the most side by them don't have the mind of a servant at the most side. Don't care, understand? Don't come to beg and to plead for the people them and to really actually make that way by we know it possible. Don't wait till everybody shit and then now you separate this all of a sudden. You understand? Well, yeah, and we real nice and them is the problem. Them real bad. Then you understand? Thing, cut them off blood. Thing, that the 2/3 and all that shit, but thing, my. No, that is not the goal. If you someone we understand, yes, someone we understand to do some kind of shit for them, but hey, guess what? I was once there and understand something, but before straight God, where God wanted to wipe me out too. I see by you understand, by it's only because of Christ, by I love and shipping whatever I can shipping or let's do by the way. I'm sick. I mean, tired and what them. And I ask you to that same ship that we have. And talking about, you understand? Then you don't want nobody to tell you that you're doing shipping to pour on some clothes. Stop talking and shipping, stop smoking, stop vaping. This ain't so bad. And if you're videotaping somebody on the media, videotaping somebody talking some shipping is watching people fight. Watching your own brother and sister, you understand? Fight and do all kind of clown thing. And when it is the only time to open up all them out, when oppressors, when white people fighting, white people who drunk out in mind and do not kind of caca wellness they always doing, that they have no reason, no business doing. But they do not any kind of help way. They do not free, for fun, for likes, for giggles, for shits and giggles. They do not know where close to we, they're not destroyed. They shame taken away from them. They're on top. Then you imagine that them have centers of people, understand, overdose and they can go and get treatment. And we have to sit down in jail for 5 piece and 10 piece. For a number of years now. And now, you understand, the sentences keep on building because they have to survive inside it. So now they start to do a different set of crimes. So now they just keep on getting free labor. And everybody's saying for them is the person cockroach. And they don't have the finances, connections, know-how, nothing. Who inside is a chemical engineer? Which one of them inside is study chemistry to that level to learn how to cook anything? That information passed on by Negroes never had that info. When we had labs to go and see how people react to LSD and all them shitness, to heroin and all kind of shit, when we had that, whenever in history we ever had that. Whenever in history we had poppy fields, we was controlling poppy fields to make cocaine. The same drugs, you understand, the same chemical composition you using for make this thing morphine is the same thing you using, understand, similar to the way they make cocaine. When we had control to do that, whenever we had that powers, and so we just fall for the shepherdess. Mostly because of fear, mostly because we're trying to eat. Or we're not studying. If we all eat, we all will be good. The time when I can't eat, and I look at the cutty down, both of we will can't eat because I don't have the amount of return to sustain myself. Like you don't understand that, dumb. Your leaders and them, they make you feel that is something to do. That's why we do that shepherdess. And we catching it. But we have to remember who he was, boy. Understand, these men understood this. They know, boy, hey, them heathens would not give one shit about me, but they just using me as much as they could. And by the grace of the mercy of the Most High, that's how we here. You say, "What scripture is talking about? Just all you remember that." So there's them two of them is all you remember. You get for make room for it. And it's all true that the Lord having mercy on me because these heathens don't know nothing. So now they had to keep here. Just like with Trump and them, they had to keep the Hispanics and all through the fields. Because you don't know how to go nothing, you don't know how to cultivate nothing, you don't know how to deal with no problems, none of it. You're too damn black and lazy, you understand? You're too mentally lazy, and all you have the mind to do is wickedness. You can't sleep when the night comes unless you do have wickedness. But time to go on to try some kind of thing for innovation? No. You're dumb as a rock. Man. And the same thing we following. Right? That the kind of life we want to live. We ain't seeing that these people are needy for good things. We ain't seeing that. We can't let them for us and them we not trapped by them. How we walking around here, no bubble. That's we carried for that. We're not supposed to be doing that. You don't know the people flavorless. They can't cook. It's written and potato salad. Well, I don't do that. You tell me these people we looking up to by. Nah, don't do that. Don't come around with that shit. Don't tell me that. I ain't not taking, I ain't not biting that chain. You can't wax my brain up with that. Man, let's stop that shit in the summer, please. Stop it. Right? Again, we're going to go a little bit more. If I'm soon, I'll come back just now and continue. You didn't think. But going back again, Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 6. He said, "Let thine ear now be attentive, and thine eyes open." He's begging the Lord to hear and to see what's going on. By the Lord don't know why we hear. And only then want to listen. I don't think he can see nothing now. I don't know how we just feel we can do anything and nothing still what God said. Again, it's these, I don't know how these pictures are it's convinced people like that, but really and truly. It is, I know at one time, when you was ignorant, it's really and truly, your mind really and truly doesn't scan really concept. You can't really grasp that. That's everything here fine over your head. Because you see when you love wickedness, you don't want to hear, you don't want to see, you can't feel it. It's a total cut off. Thinking about it way back. I could not understand nothing. So I see what it is a serious spiritual disconnect. A disconnect from common sense because the Lord has got spiritual as hell. Spiritual as F. Because you're good energy. It's going to make it understand this is how this match supposed to work. When you listen to White telling you, this is how this work. This is the result they will get. Hey, wait now, this thing is work well. Wait now, you can eat well. Wait now, the thing becomes going well. Wait now, we ain't killing one another. Hey, wait now, we're not over the sun. Just wait now. We can afford to pay for certain things because the opposite is not only money when Christmas comes. So wait now, we have money. When Christmas comes, I mean, when birthday come over, many cases, every time somebody go the next week, you can't feel like. But wait now, when you pull the money together and we are one high holidays, we have more high holidays than anyone in fact. But when we decide, we're making sure that everybody taken care of again and different results, by different by. But we can look, we have money by. Look, we have a lecture by even with nothing going on extra. You telling me, wait now, we could survive and get paid by January coming, and we broken the teeth. We borrow money, but you for real, wait now, this thing, nah, but. And if you put the money to work here, as the Lord said, you understand, whenever you get your hand to do it diligently. We can build up a brand, we can build up a business together. Wait now, for real, we can come out of all this madness time. We don't have to be, you understand, grinding and begging and thinking for all kind of 30 and 40 years, and then the same money to begin as pension, we have to go back and care for a medical bill. I want to break this down for me the other day. The Australian woman, the woman say, hey, a medical emergency come up to that talking in the car, right? She go on a slave body gets right? So the woman let me know in a sense say most people do not even have to that go but back make sure anytime get to sleeping something according to be what, right? So now I make it and I bring up that up and I say most people doesn't even have medical emergency. Name one person right now that you know if a medical emergency come up, they have 500,000. And I think I was just talking to Peter. That price, that money was under the medical emergency. Woman said she had to get 650,000 to take care of her son. If I son out in America from Trinidad. You know why? Somebody misdiagnosed too. They said two cheap doctor make misdiagnosed the woman. So she had to go and scrape up that money now to go and find his son out. For his son to live. That's one medical emergency. Tell me which Negro have insurance they can cover that. How come insurance maybe you understand if it's $200,000, it's plenty, it's real plenty. If it's $250,000, you will get. And it's not covering half of the medical emergency if something serious is happening. Anyone else. I do my child. You know, when somebody and it's not up in age 60 something, 70 something, and them kind of things, what has come, you know, what has take place at that age, at stage of life. But some child, some 3-year-old, 4-year-old, I can't remember how old the child is. Which one are we have money sit down like that? And we play the fool here, and we thinking we live it. We don't want to play so hard, but we're not doing nothing different. We cannot have, we in an epidemic, spiritually, physically, financially, mentally, we in an epidemic one. If you're not seeing it that way, understand, it's just realistic again. Come off TikTok. Don't complain about, you understand, about the place hard. Don't complain about nobody doing injustice and all this madness going on. Politics for sure out. Unless we decide by, hey, things that serious by, we need to make a change by. These politicians not equipped to teach we by. We have to find somebody who really care about black people, where the place that's go, where they is that is really care, and showing them by the action they see about the black people concerns and issues and problems by. Where it is we can pull resources together and do them things by. That's why we out here. That is why them classes today, the food giants plenty more hard to do, but here's what? Just as in the time we can put things together, after we can put things together, find something, then get something from nobody sees, nobody gets us. We're supposed to be doing much more of that together right here. The same final is one spending some shipping, and you do one or $10 or $25 on a rude boy, something like that. You know we can put something together and that by just buy chicken or something. Buy a bag of rice, some kind of thing, pampers, whatever. Just to make sure we can take care of each other about this fight. Too much people house, you understand how much backyard they have, all them shit, all of August and it is almost finished. And we ain't doing nothing with them shit. They're going back out with no defense. More, you understand, more dumb down than before. You ain't learn nothing to show them, to protect them, nothing. We didn't know, you understand, if some kind of shooting incident happen, if some kind of pandemic happening, if some natural emergency happen, we don't know CPR, we don't know AED, we don't know, you understand, who to call. Half the people them don't even know if your son or daughter have an allergy. Imagine that. You don't know your blood type. You don't know what numbers, emergency numbers to call. You have no, you understand, no emergency protocol to follow in case of something like that. That's good. Them basic things we don't even know. We have to step into all the way up, G. We real power. And we pretending, you understand, that we love God by all them religious organizations full of garbage. They're not treating you nothing. You're not equipping you nothing. They don't care about nobody. Look at the difference between Nehemiah and them. Baba Gishas, we don't verse 7, Baba Gishas.
Verse 7. It's like a verse. Second.
Yeah, one chapter, one verse 7.
Verse 7. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments, which thou commandest thy servant Moses.
The pastor when he put teach in church that Nehemiah, the second in command in this place, and love all the people, love all black people. You understand? A real high dignified man. Picture the vice president of Trinidad and Tobago. And the man care, but the man is an Negro and care about niggas too, why the man care. I can't remember what he was, he was an Hispanic, right? But the man like that, the man like that big general like Colin Powell in the States. And the man care about, you understand, what taking place and we people them and begging God. That Muslim, he's secure, he's good. He don't even have to butter island in the next century where people them, he own household in a drive. They have money. They are real cooks, they are real powers, they can make any shot bounce. You know the man on the people, but he understand. I need to be about no people, but that's mine supposed to be on. I'm supposed to be in the mix with them, making sure them taken care of. There's no separation between me and them and all this religion garbage. We don't, right now we culture. We culture by obeying them commands, and if they go against somebody, we will take you out all the way, understand? By the mercy of God or the Lord Himself will deal with you. Because you cannot be pushing that garbage inside of here. We on the betterment of people, all the things that good for we people, that's exactly what we just do. But now, in another time, you can't take care of the way we want it. Another time, you have good to ask them. You know, I say, hold on. I don't get yourself in trouble. You understand? Hold on. Take your time. Pause. You understand? Keep them out. And let's say it happen. You understand? Hopefully, get you like, and you gotta pay a fine or some kind of thing. You understand? You pay it through your nose. Just unbelieve you get you some shipping and you will pay. Sure, brother. If I do something, I have to pay. Don't believe I get it. You know what? Men that only play, you understand? Just play real monster thing and follow, but life, you understand about we are cracking a little black ass. I telling you, we just play the real food. Without understanding how we supposed to operate, we just play the real ass. But we can share to read them.
Verse 8. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if he transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. But if ye turn unto me and keep my commandments and do them, true, though there were of you cast out unto the uttermost part of the heaven, yet will I gather them from thence, and will bring on them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there.
Understand? So he begging God, he don't know why he turn. And we can't do it as we supposed to do. Why we get scattered about it. That's the same way. We scatter about it, don't know nothing. Go ahead, my Lord, go show.
Yes, like here. You know, even then, you know, Nehemiah understood the prophecy, you understand, of us keeping the laws of the Most High and what it will actually do to us as a nation.
Correct.
And I say, and if we beseech him, you understand, he will bring us back together. No different than what it is today, that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under the ISUPK and the Commander General Hannah will come back, you understand, bring everybody back together, you understand, until our King, Yahweh Shai, returns.
That is it. That right, well said, sir. Correct. Can you say it better? That is the mission. It's the same thing. There is one trend to the Bible. The Lord says something, Christ says something. Say, all the laws and the prophets hang on this. Love the Most High, all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Love your neighbor. This. Everything, you understand, in that whole pot is something to this. Same thing, Nehemiah, same thing, my don't see. My I don't know, see. No saying some real particularly heavy. That's one trend to the Bible. Your religious leaders, not on that. They want division. They want to get me further away from this Bible. Some of the laws of the Bible done away with, and the prophet here saying by out of the scriptures here saying by hey, you're supposed to serve, you're supposed to obey them commands by serve the Most High and all with everything right. Or else we will get scattered by, or else this is the condition. And it keep on happening until now we don't even know where. You didn't know about which road back home, man, somebody pick you up and they carry you back to Suriname somewhere. You don't know head until in the jungle, there's anaconda, is this, that, is panther, it's lion, it's all kind of thing, alligator, all kind of thing. You don't know which way to go, which way is north, east, west, south. You don't know. That ain't good. And talking about color don't matter. So where the hell you come from and you way back to come out of all this madness, that don't matter. And they have you believing that and pushing that you running that on autopilot. So you believe in Bible and talking about them races. You didn't know where you come from. You didn't know where you're doing something wrong or not. You don't know where you come from. You don't much Trinidadian and Grenadian and Bayesian. Them people 500 years old. What the hell happened? Is that breadfruit or you for watch it or you come from nowhere? Oh, what do you see there? But you don't magic man or magic woman? They stop the program to create you. Man, stop that shit in the set. Stop that garbage. It is imperative that you understand who he is, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian man or man child. It's absolutely important. You're supposed to understand if the society, if this corrupt, disgusting PDF, child with this child attracted persons, you understand, pushing something on you, you're supposed to know it wrong, because this place like corruption, this place poor, this place evil. Why did they don't want us to be together? Why did they don't want we to know who he is? Why did they have a Chinese association? Why did they have a Syrian association? Why did they have a Master Sabbath? Why did they have the African unions? Where is it in the UN for representation for Native Indians, Hispanics, and Negroes? What is the problem? How does Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians facing the same type of problems, the same type of historical troubles? How it is that is the case, and they're trying to tell me we're different? And why is we going through all this hell and everybody else in the sun catching the line? That's the degree. Even in all this chaos, they still together. They're not going through like we. And how it is they don't want me to see this thing. And why is I understand not digging up? And why is nobody understand interested in bringing that to my attention? Everybody running, everybody fighting. So what happens? So we're supposed to take next step. We're supposed to hit me some slap, but we're supposed to wake up and it's supposed to slap me on the slap. If they see me, spit me face like this. So that will be the normal. Bring it to your here and let them get touched. That's going to be that's what we're going to. That's what you want to tell me that I'm supposed to accept and small. But that's why we bring records like these to show you, yeah, you're supposed to be standing up like a man. This is what it means, you understand? To really actually serve God. This is what it means to be a good person. This is what it means to be a monster. This is what it means to be righteous. You don't walk in the park. Nobody says to jump, you understand? Until you put on your sweat panel, you walk on the point. I walk on the back on the head, and kind of thing, beard kind of thing, and skin you out, and kind of shut the thing. Nobody. That is not what the Lord wants for we by. Them doing them, well, they're doing themselves that behind closed doors. That's not our business. But in terms of Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Lord don't want that for we by. We, them, the guys, we don't want that by. That's why we are supposed to be like Nehemiah, and Joseph, and Moses, and David, and Christ, and Peter, and Paul, and James. You all night, all of them, one trend. Love the most of all your mind hearts, weigh them things by. We have a system by, we have a constitution by, we have a manual on how this thing is supposed to operate by. And on top of that, we're supposed to run the entire planet. We're supposed to study order by not begging people to behave themselves and try and follow this bread. Not begging. Right now, that's not the life God made for we. We're supposed to be on top and them below. Them don't know how to run nothing. Them wasn't given no laws. We was. That's why you understand me, man. But we do corrupt, but we do have a gas, but we fool. Time for me to come out of that deep sleep and organize better. Get yourself in a drive. ISUPK.com. This is what this is about. You bring it back as Musula now saying there, understand? You bring it back to the Hispanic, Native Indian, and Negro by back on the way we're supposed to be, G. Yeah. Come on. Wait a minute. How good chance are you done?
Verse. Nah, don't think it no, it's like what now? Probably some. I'll get some. Yeah. Verse 9.
Right.
But if you turn and keep my commandments and do them, though they were of you cast out unto the uttermost part of the heaven, yet will I gather them from hence, and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there. Verse 10. Now these are thy servants and thy people, whom thou hast redeemed by the great power and by thy strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servants and to the prayer of thy servants, who desire to fear thy name and to prosper. I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer.
You hear the man saying that? Say, boy, hey, if we turn back and keep the commandments of the Most High and do them by G, boy, we was cast out everywhere, they scatter away all over the place. Say, boy, I'll bring all them back, G. Bring all them back on top, and all they not going to suffice, say, boy, you're only going to prosper, G. That is what it is. You're not on that. We're not calling the people back, you understand, to go and live like dog on the sea and on the side of the road and kind of stupidness. And they're going to beg people to be in a worse condition. No, we don't know that not making sense. If we continue, we will be like that. We flood in the road. You don't see no Chinese. And big on the Trinidad, homeless people in Trinidad, people outside. I don't know what it is in different countries and different things. You don't see that. My sister is Indian, them playing the pool. They're playing, you understand, in the backside. Just pour me in the ass. That's what like they say. Right? Like what they want. When you see that, you don't see white people in on the ship like that. All over the country, all over 1.4 something million people in Trinidad. A lady come from Tucson because the other day. She said 40,000 people in the island. Alone, and then when they look so easy because you see them, but at this time, everywhere in that cousin. Post that place small. And Trinidad is 1.4 million. That's in the States. In New York. And I think we might sit down. You understand? A little, New York might be 3 times or some kind of size. Long Island, I think, is 1.4 million people, somewhere around it. Supposed to be small. A dot on the map. What are you talking about, G? What is you talking about? General Sharma tell me the other day, say, boy, you yesterday say $6.3 trillion alone in America. Black people spending. What the hell we doing for? What the hell we doing catching me in and out here, boy? And begging people for food stamps and playing the fool, boy. What is we doing, man? How it is, you could convince me otherwise. Are we supposed to be under this kind of hell? It's only because by we scatter about, we ain't together, we don't understand what to do when we together. We playing all kind of shipness, forming the hell, doing all kind of mingling shipness and the rules or the blueprint right here. Right here. And you're fighting tooth and nail for you to get to that. For some reason, you can't connect the dots to say, why does this man who oppressing me do not want me to understand this? Why you want to make this look so bad? Why does he want to push me to fear this? We go read on in the same chapters and them later on and see why the same heathen I talking about when we didn't know who he was, he didn't want the heathens and did not want we in a stand together. He didn't want we building back the thing sand, but after them didn't want we going back and keeping back in a sand an emblem, a hope. Building back in a sand with fortresses, with wall. They didn't want we doing that. They know boy anytime them they got them together by it's a real thing. The Lord is going to bless it by them will be on top by, and we can't do the evil we want to do. We can't abuse them. Can't do the nastiness they want to do. When these fellas them free, look at what they're doing. As them still all over the place like glad. Them flies on the bus. Because all would not believe we. And say we only lying. And it's the only thing and go and get a job. And all kind of thing like we don't want to work. Like we can't like we alone in the sun is just survive by some air something. We just breathe on air. We don't walk no way like all. We don't face the same shipness that all face. And now when you tell them, we have a better way, we don't have to be suffering, so you're telling me hush him out. Hush them out. When you got a problem in the place, when you ask the race, stop. And we there, you understand, who open to God, that all their brain could only pick up by, hey, we have the way forward by, we trying to let all you know, boy, this is how we just come out of all this madness by. Do not watch these men and them talking here and get waxed up. You see them when you sit down in your churches and them, they're only telling you that smooth lies by and keep on destroying all your and abusing all your. All they know if so, all they're walking across the street and a bus coming to all they want somebody to say, boy, come on the way, boy. Move from there, boy. a gunshot passing, you understand? All they don't want nobody to answer nothing. But when now we talking the truth now, I ain't about that. I don't want to hear and tell you, leave me. See you use shovel. And all a nigga trying to do by himself, only to understand by hey, we don't have to be going through this madness, you know? Right now, let me pull you out to help. Reach a hand, boy, come out the hole, boy, brother, boy. Come out the hole, boy, sister, boy. I want me to read them things and them to come back and let you know, there's not some strange thing that somebody trying to fool all of it. It's the only place in the sun on the planet, nobody trying to take your money. You try to let your money use for the right reason it's supposed to use for. Stop letting people, everybody else lie to you and deceive you and take your money. I wish you had enough kind of power you really want. And let them know what really possible, G. Don't worry, we're doing it. But we want to do plenty more. The kind of powers we're looking for that to make all to understand and make all shame like dog. So why the hell I watching for years? I personally promenade, I personally asked them for them online, and the hell I going through all the suffering and pain by myself. And look how these people are progressing by. Look how they're loving one another. I not seen them killing one another inside the UPK. And all this chaos and all this corruption, all this scamming. I not seen that it's rampant everywhere else. Nothing here. When you come in here, you have to drop that off. That's what we say in the announcements. Let you understand? 6 months, a brother and sister is shedding themselves from the world. They're shedding, they pouring out all that madness they learn. They're taking it all in the system. You understand? That is the time period, the gain here. You understand? To catch a length. Yeah? So what am I, Lord? Greatly appreciated again, man. You don't know. Yeah, kindness. Ask the pastor, you understand, for whatever. You do that? The men above you, understand? The deacons, and they don't do that. If you see somebody, you understand, with that kind of thoughtfulness, by you get you. It's only because he's supposed to be in the UPK. Or he fighting, understand, whether to be the right person or the wrong person. Because he's studying by he, only studying he. If he study we will be good. That's the formula. That's what Nehemiah trying to show you as a government minister, as a high-ranking man, as a vice president. Joseph, all of them as high-ranking men. Nobody cares, and they're not supposed to care about your personal business. We're supposed to be doing that behind closed doors and then we business. Why the hell you think if this was going on here, you have to broadcast everything that you're doing to everybody? As opposed to just doing what it is. What last? The Japanese, understand, Yakuza was telling everybody their plans and what they plan to do in their communities. When last the Chinese, them before they come and establish a, you only see in Chinese grocery popping up. They're gonna make any announcements, we're going to put a Chinese grocery here. You see them do that? No. What is the problem? Let me go on and do business on the side and do what we have to do and serve God now, boy. Stop trying to fit in with these people that don't give a ass about you. They don't care. The work showing you that, not the words they're saying, and trying to make you feel some way and trying to be sour and trying to give you for you to sin against God. It's to do madness. They know this, want to keep you doing that stupidness and doing what you're not supposed to do and when sorry and when they know God will not defend you. And them to do what they want. That's not because of the kindness of their heart. They feel them oppressors ever did. When in history them did ever want to do you so much good? When? The people them, you want to, you understand, white people, Chinese people, over the years that try to do you some good, because they understand by that way that I see the Bible used to work, and that is what to do. And they need, you understand, for you to hopefully catch that. They can't teach you that. We're supposed to be teaching them that. They're supposed to know, boy, I'm glad to be under the influence of some Negro, you understand, whether a Hispanic Negro, Native Indian Negro, Caribbean Negro, American Negro, UK Negro, South African Negro, you understand, some, we call it some Peruvian Negro. They're supposed to be happy to be under that influence, boy, because now, boy, I have a way to escape the madness that I would have been doing on my own, without a guideline, out blueprints, and how to live as a human being, not as a blasted beast, like what is always see day and night in the Congress and all of that. Fighting to keep animated pornography. Big hardback men. and women. All them up in age, 70-something, 60-something, 50-something. Supposed to be the leaders of our society, and what should they fighting for? Animated pornography. That is what we're fighting to be a part of. Man, stop it there. Stop it. Stop that. Chapter 2, Bible question from this one, right?
Chapter 2. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him, and I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been before time sad in his countenance, in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, Why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and said unto the king, Let thy king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad, when the city and the place of my father's sepulchre lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? Then the king said unto me, For what doest thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said unto the king, If it please the king, and if thy servant hath found favor in thy sight, that thou shouldest send me unto Judah, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. And the king said unto me, The queen also sitteth by him. For how long shall thy journey be? And when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I sent him a time. Salaki, and I set him a time. Moreover, I said unto the king, If it please the king, let letters be given me to the governors beyond the river, that they may convey me over till I come into Judah.
Pause right there, Babu Kashasa. Right? That is the kind of powers the man having. The man up in the game, up in the ranks. The way by Babu Kashasa, you understand? You're asking the king, please, if it please the king, because this man making sure the king ain't dead. You telling me they couldn't find nobody else trustworthy like Daniel, right? I mean, like Nehemiah, right? That taste the wine to make sure the wine ain't poison before the king. That the kind of monster that man was. And all for the, and you hear what he care about? The benefit of the people. So my fathers and them simple, my fathers and them by the place, shell down by the place, burning by. My fathers and them grave by, ravished by, done by. What kind of craziness is this? You understand? That's what the man care about, by. The man care about the well-being of the people, G. About the dignity of the people. About the honor that's supposed to be, you understand, within the ranks. That's what the man begging the king for, G. You're professional, the man operating. And they didn't know who he was. They know the man was an Israelite. You understand? And we in captivity, we are not slavery, and this is how the man operating. And he begging, he praying before God, because you know you have to trust God to make that favor come on him through the king. See how he operating? We don't know about Bukashasa? Verse 8, right?
Verse 8. And a letter unto Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gate of the palace. For the gate of the palace, which appertained to the house, and for the wall of the city, and for the house that I shall enter into. And the king granted me according to the good hand of my God unto me.
Pause right there again. You know, the man, this is the kind of respect the man earned. That is the kind of powers the man having. The man asked the king, if I could get timber done. Which one in all, you understand? Ministers and them begging, you understand? Any prime minister, anybody, you understand? And have the ability for them to get that kind of favor before God and man. So, boy, hey, all I want 100,000 bill up here, boy, get that done. Which one of them on that? Which one of them on that type of time with we buy? These men and them is not on we page, they're not on that program at the Most High at all. They're not on that. They're not trying to make them things happen for you. That is how we out here, understand, making it understand by Commandant General Yohana on the ISUPK is about that, is doing that. We begging, understand, for the opportunity for we to put together our own things and just to get license, just to get the paperwork, the documentation, the Senate abroad, the Senate here, the Senate in the communities, to have the food programs going on, to go in the prisons. You understand what I'm saying? If we, understand, showing that we have the better alternative, by, and we can have that kind of influence, so where hopefully it's true we influence really and truly Plumpy boss and came and see to stop that war. Because we just really teach that all day. You understand, when you go there and talk to them better than sometimes. And somehow we understand that we just talk to certain men in certain circles and all them kind of thing. Don't feel men doesn't be listening, don't feel them word doesn't come across there. And we don't know certain men, we grow up with certain men in the entertainment industry and all that. Commandant Juliana word spread across the nation because the Lord hand upon him, the man about that. So the whole world is going to know, New Orleans for us, gain the man you respect by, Waka Flock Orleans, gain the man you respect. Don't feel like going across all borders. We don't care which part of the world, whichever corner and crevice you is, and you feel as you alone, and you feel it hard, and it's understand for God, and the language of people and them. Man, is the Lord making all them things happen? Is the Lord making them kind of favor going on? He say, boy, hey, when you always please me, I will make even your enemies to be at peace with you, boy. What are you talking about? You have to learn how to trust him. You have to understand what he's saying to do, so that now you're going to be in the right standing with him and he will protect you. He is the creator. It's he we have to depend on. Not society and somebody to beg for some handout. And for some AGC house. And from a cell phone and $2,000 wrap up in a jersey. No, brother. That the kind of Pepsi man having. That the kind of mental man on. Is timber YG by to build back the place by bricks by and state passage by as a Negro. Which Negro here understand in 2026 on that program that sit down inside any government place. Looking, you understand, to the for the people. You know what I see do that recently? And it have more. I ain't gonna say that, I ain't gonna doubt that. But she's not in a political seat. But Aisha was big ship, you understand? We was in the program 3 years ago. And I was George, you understand them? I big up Iowa and big up she, understand, to give me a place to talk to black people by on the people radio station by she now post her thing, but she hiring people. She don't see by people talk about the place she doing she part. That is what you talking about. That is what we supposed to be on. She hiring. I want to hire too. My soldiers want to hire too. You understand? What do you feel? We want me to suffer? We do calling, I understand, to come and suffer with we. Nobody, we're not on that. Come and build with we. We have to take care of people. Just like the forefathers do. That's what we have to be on. And nothing else to do? We don't have a chance.
And verse 13, it's like, you know, verse 4.
No, verse 9.
Verse 9. And then came I to the governors beyond the river, and gave them the king's letter. Now the king had sent captains of the armory, and captains of the army, and horsemen with me. When Sanballat, the Horite, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant, the Amorite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
Pause right there. These people in power. Why it is they don't want Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians to get nothing by? They want nobody and something to look after we by, to take care of we by. So you just don't want we to exist on the planet. So we have to be forever, you understand, on the ground, care for we bills, on drugs, high out the mind, and care do nothing. Only chaos they want for you. That is not like that beast by. What kind of living is that? Go to my Lord, go to.
Yes, like it. People no different today. They don't want to see black Hispanics and Native stuff like that.
Correct.
So we see the true so-called person white man. Every time we try to come together, they come to try to pretend to join in with us,
Right.
or they find some way to manipulate and separate us.
And sabotage me again.
No different to what happened here in Trinidad. You know, all that stuff we can separate, but then they come with, you know, you can't do that. All of you together as one Jahachi by.
But the thing is that if that was true, yeah, what they would have been doing, we would have benefited out the same way they benefited. That is not true. It's only sabotage. You must say there. There's always try that sharpness, but now here's what we can identify. That is not the intent of these people. So it does not benefit on them levels. We're not getting no justice. If we're supposed to be equal, the same justice you gain, we have to get to. People who are slavery, who are doing slavery, they have to pay for them crimes. The money they understand that they take from me, we're supposed to get it back. We record, we're supposed to be able to get records and live in peace and harmony and all that, but they don't want that for we. You have to see that. You have to see that with your own eyes and hear with your own ears and think with your own brain and see for what it is. You must have to add up. It's not about the welfare of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. And we don't read them so that now talking about the G. Come on. We don't Babu Gishasa?
Verse 11. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me, save the beast that I rode upon. And I went out by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, unto the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire.
What's right there, Babu Gisha? Right? If I could, you see what we're talking about there? Watch your go on, the man know, but hey, I not doing that sharpness by you. All that time he was wise. All that time, come and send something we know by these men and them not for we favor. So we're not going to make them know we plans. That's how we supposed to operate, but we can't let nobody come and infiltrate what we're doing. Them can't understand love or be hidden in them, and then you look at the boss we files when we trying to catch line. We can't no MLK, no Martin Luther King, them fellas will sell out. We can't have that amongst we ranks. We cannot have that inside of we. And guess what, you understand? It's only certain men and that we just still compartmentalize, you understand? Because we don't want to give the opportunity for Satan to go and trouble nobody. So when you're young in the ranks, you wouldn't know certain things. And I don't care to know certain things at my rank ever. Same thing with my soldiers. We don't care about that. We come here to do the job wherever we know that is exactly what we executed. You understand that way it is? I in the rank, Commander General is not going to share certain things with some of the generals. Some of the generals are called everybody gets that. Everybody respect and honor that thing. Normal. The same way. That is we think we're not going to try to flex on nobody. And you see, watch. Look, wait till we get money. We're not going to tell them nothing. That's not a business. What we have to do is come back to do what the Lord said to do. We can't love up no heathen. We can't marry no heathen because they're not in the same struggle that we. That is a crime. According to God, that's illegal. That, you understand, is punishment. And it has continued to destabilize what the Lord trying to be long time. That's why he give them the portion, he give them the land. That's why we did look different, smell different, think different, everything. Operate different. At that time, God didn't command none of we to go and kill them off and do them all kind of wickedness. He didn't give me that command, he didn't give me them instructions. He just said not to follow after the works. Live your right next door to them. They live in that land right there, use a stone throw. You're about 5 hours away. But don't do what I'm doing, simple as that. They are wrong here. You see what they're doing, you're supposed to observe that and say, by then, to do why you mad or you get me doing that? Because you don't know, minor attracted persons, that is them culture that get passed down to them. Because as far as we know, white people, you understand, they was stripped from them. All in the Greek and Roman time, pederasty, is our Greek culture. Before the Romans, when them now started coming power according to Daniel. You understand the Assyrian captivity first, Babylonian captivity, which Daniel was a part of, the Persian captivity we know reading about with Nehemiah here. You understand? The Greek captivity, right? Where Judas Maccabeus and all them was part of it. the Roman Empire when Christ was on the scene. All that time, all that nastiness passing on to them. Black people don't know who he is. We don't even know, you understand, which Judah, Benjamin, Levi, none of that. We don't know that. Them know. And they keep on passing on that nastiness. It have origin, then it pop up on the place nowhere, and then something in the water, and then everybody started like little boys and little girls. That is learned behavior. We under them, you understand, pick up all this nastiness because they had the power to teach it and to push that nastiness. It's only some men like Nehemiah go stand up and say, "Why, hey, we're not going through this by, hey, black people catch all like by understand what time of the day it is. You cannot let these people push that nastiness on me because this is the same thing that's going to be happening. And the whole world, you understand, will get messed up. So you can't have this on it. We're not going through that. One man is going to stand up and let you know, hey, we're not going through that, but you're going mad or you by the minister, the living power by, and put correction back to the place by then other men go fall in suit the same way. But that's supposed to be every Israelite man, knowing that your duty, you have to stand up and set the tone. They have to follow after we don't follow after them. We just set the trend. Because the Lord put it in we brain, this is the trend, do that. Now we falling after them and we trying to fit in. Are we trying to wear Montclair? Montclair supposed to try to wear we. They're trying to do it all now. And the other day I come to point now. And I said, shit, she have pants now, my dad like fringes now. I said, who gave license to wear that? She laughed. She said, who gave license to wear this? I said, we just license now, don't worry yourself. Right? Yeah. Come on. Them supposed to be upon we program, not we on them own. Them program is garbage. Look at the program today. Look at it. Look at the planet. Check on Solomon at brief time, 40 years. He never got a better time like that in this shit ever. And still, when we're under these heat, none of them, they don't know what boy. We have to call them wise men and them by. These men, them understand what the time of the day it is out here. Here the king are asking when they come back, get the man to leave for so long from the kingdom because it might fall apart. I need to know by hey, when they come back, by Chibai. You don't know we need you up in the wrong saying, you know, you must hold you. You know, depending on you. And that's how for the voice, man. Yeah. We understand. Yeah. Come on. Imagine they're making you feel like you're nothing, right? You fighting, you understand? Wearing the shortest piece of something for attention. You putting your body on display there, you understand? Like a shopping, like somebody coming to shop. And you thinking, but if I ain't do that, I can't survive. That is absolute garbage and bullshit. That ain't true. When you reason doing that is out of fear, you reason a man smoking by when we was growing up, I remember that peer pressure. I never fall for that, you understand? It's only yes, my inquisitive ass said the player want to smoke. And then I did stop, you understand? A situation caused me to stop. The way me get hooked and I'm grateful to God for that. But brothers, you understand? I know that is go. But don't tell me, and guess what? Guess what? You understand? Thinking about it, you know that he smoking in marijuana, you understand how me thinking and kill me dead, you understand? I want to touch this thing. I want to try the shippiness. Thinking about it. Imagine that. Well, let's stop it, eh? Stop it. We're not supposed to be following after them. Them supposed to be looking after we and say this is what to do. But them don't know what to do. Them don't know what you're longing for. You don't have a
Verse 14. Then I went on the gate of the fountain and the king's pool, and there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then in the night I broke until the wall, and turned back, entered by the gate of the valley, and so returned. And the rulers knew not whether I went, nor or what I did. Neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then said I to them, ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth in waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come, and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we may be no more a reproach. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's word that hath spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah the servant, the Amorite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us, and said, what is this thing that they do? Will ye rebel against the king?
Pause already. Imagine that. This man, the first them fellas, them sharpy and disgusting. And if you understand this is not a threat to you, why it is you talking up and opening up your stink mouth about it? If this thing, you understand, is such a foolish thing to do, then you're laughing with the scorn. You're coming up and talking up in your backside. Well, then move your blasted ass. Move your little stinking dirty still from here, you understand? Because this is not a threat to you. So why did you have to comment on it? If it's so bad, if it's so against nature and go actually do something then, and you feel it's such a waste of time. Well, then move your little stinking rusty behind. You're this little stinking disgusting self from around here. That you want to open up your mouth and talk. Gosh, your mouth, if it's a waste of time and they're not threat to you. But then go from here. Why is the other going to say something? And why is the other opening mouth? They don't know about hey. Always go on the stone and can't help nobody, can't do nothing by. But they don't know according to the records. When we serve God, they will get punishment. But these fellas don't love evil. But kill them dead. Them is some kind of tantos. Them is some kind of top shot away. Them is some kind of chetna, some kind of opposition away. And them is not clay. Them not bleed. Them is not skin and bones. You understand them? Them care. The Lord can put some in the air and the whole lungs will collapse. Now them and so. Them feel them on top of them to do some kind of thing. Them feel them some kind of power them have control over. But them is clung by. When you see them doing them stupidness, you have to understand the time of the day. Them trying to fight God. That's the dumbest thing to do. Trying to fight against God like we go on. We just go in and say, well, boy, now boy, hey, we able now boy. We gonna get frightened and we go drop down and we go say, well, now boy, we saying, well, let's the bosses, right? But let's say, go from here, boy. We go not fear the creator, boy. Instead of hearing to say, boy, I condemn us so that the power we fear, boy. It's God we fear, not a man. But they can't do nothing. If you're dead, go stop we. Boy, all going crazy. That is what we didn't know. We know we forefathers before and after we forefathers them. We don't know that is work. That is what to do. That's why them records have that kind of strength and that kind of potency. And we real bad after it. And they can't come wrong with it. We don't care we as the FBI, CIA. Hey, you understand? That's a regular thing. They come and try to chop you up with things here, boy. Because you don't know all your wickedness. All of the files bossing is never nothing good. We never hear about, hey, all they're doing trying to do something big for the planet. It's always about some pederasty, some kind of disgusting thing. It's some kind of scamming thing running here. When you go into college, is when you see the job boss come in, it's one star white people. One star nice shirt and tie thing and really lying. It's JP Morgan is one star cooking on the way call it the boat pedals and all these different places and them is only them container that ain't checking, it's only drugs and guns coming in. And have Trinidad is maybe the highest spot, only the highest spot they search. I think it's 15%. Are the things that coming in here they search. Everywhere else, it's about 5%, 2 and 5%. Come on, we're not supposed to fall after them things, G. We're not supposed to fall for that. We're supposed to be having you thinking, keep on and understanding what's going on out here, G. Anytime them coming against you with that, understand they're trying to get you off the path because you don't know your that's book. You don't know his judgment coming for you and you'll get put in your place. So we have to understand that so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian man do not get catch up about and let them kill them. When we start to stand up, so them go understand the time of the day too. Go understand if all of feel real bad, or don't feel understand all you has some kind of powers and all you ain't make, go and make all you have control over all yourself. Go ahead and face all there and see how dread out here. See how disgusting that is precise. You see, that's some of them videos coming up and talking about what? Yeah, we did it. When the son come across here, we know that nigga can't swim. We understand, we unalive him. We make sure that they understand he lungs it full of water. I want them to separate for fun. Don't feel, understand, you have a bank account, JC, and them fellas, them is clown. They can, at any time, they can freeze your bank account and say something to benefit. Anytime, anything, boss. And somebody get wrapped up in that. And you have to take the default by making you take the fall by all your billions disappear. You sell it for nothing. You tongue brown for nothing. You open up, you understand, your back end parts for nothing. It's a clone. You're not seeing the grand scheme of things. You can't identify, hey, damn thing is them not to do by GY. We're supposed to be on this program. You see what you do? That's why you're supposed, anytime you get up in them kind of leagues of power, but you don't know it's some kind of disgusting thing that's chopped up in. So you just can't touch them bees just so. And feel, understand that you operate free. No. But you hear yes? The man operate and you have a certain amount of flex inside and you go and make sure, but hey, I gonna do what God says, so I go have that level of protection. G. So when I do something, I'm moving about here, I know I'm free. And if we go move wise too, they're not going and chop you with nothing. So I'm moving on the cover night, I don't duck down here, so you know what's going on, ting. Right, I want people by the corner, I see where the thing breaking, so you're going to call up the team. You're going energy, right? We have to get this, we have to put this, we have to position this here, so boom, we have to get this thing do here, because the wall on fire now, you understand? They don't want me to pop nothing to show by the strength and the powers of Jerusalem that they don't want me to train them to understand this is exactly what we're going to come back to. We don't know what's going on here. Anytime we ain't do this, we'll get stick up. Because we go have nothing for we people them to look back on and see what we're supposed to be doing this. Because no place that we can get together inside the bill and think on the law and we can really get things moving in a certain motion. You understand? So you don't know, hey, we have to build back them towers. We have to build back the wall. We have to build back the temple. You understand what's going on? Yeah, they can't play with 3G. Can't play with that. You see what we do here? There's bag of shit we do here. We have to fix that. So we have to operate so and call our team and they don't know. This is what it is. We have to plug it so everybody not going to know. It's not a business. We don't do that. We don't have a question, sir?
Verse 20. Then answered I them and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us, and therefore we his servants will arise and build. But ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem.
You understand? Go from here. That's not your business. That plenty the heathen and doing that today still. That don't concern you. Move your little mothers that from here. You understand? So there what this concerning you. Go from here by I am the king orders here. You have anything to do inside here? That is what we're supposed to be making them to understand by we don't want to park it or whatever. This don't concern you. Stay out of we're talking about. We're not supposed to be trying to run up in them thing neither. But putting here and all kind of sorry and dirty and all kind of stupid thing. We're not supposed to get mixed up in that. That is not for we to do. Right? From 3 that we did 1, verse 1, Bible Chancellor. 1, 5, and verse 12. Right? Then we go on to chapter 4 one time, Bible Chancellor.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 3, and verse 1. Then Eliashib, the high priest, rose up with his brethren, the priests, and they built the sheep gate. They sanctified it, and set up the doors of it, even unto the tower of Meah. They sanctified it unto the tower of Hananiel. Verse 5. And next unto them the Tekoites repaired, but their nobles put not their necks to the work of their Lord.
Read that verse 5 again, Bible Chancellor, because you see the same nastiness, the same disgusting, we done under hell. All this punishment, all this suffering, and these nastiness and them don't want to step up and help we push this thing forward and get we back to the right place. And still on top of the sabotage, we tell them about the laws of God done away. The things they understand that will build we back up and we back that strength and put we back on the right pathway. They tell them we understand that them things don't exist. And no, they don't want to speak up for you. But now, first they nasty and they suck in and link in, you understand, with the oppressor. And doing all kind of nastiness behind the scenes with them. They push it all over the media. And the men them who trying to put you back on program, they're trying to make them seem like them is the criminal, them bad. And masculinity is something, and all them want to talk like little girls. And they papa. Everybody want to talk proper English and all that kind of garbage. But go from here, that shit, right? We're supposed to understand that, hey, these nasty ass them is because, thank the Most High, because social media can now bring it to the forefront. That the whole world could see by this what these fellas them on. We're not supposed to then free them and pretending that we want to try and survive out here by this night. That you can't survive here. Them don't know what survival is like. Them don't know what that is. Them don't understand liberty and living and survival and goodness. Them not on that. So can't get up in that. Read again. Verse 5, Bible chapter 3 and 5.
Verse 5. And next unto them the Tekoites repaired, but their nobles put not their necks to the work of their Lord.
You're not seeing the imams and them, and all of them that want to talk and hallelujah, hallelujah, and ting, and all this that garbage, all this that foolish talk, all this that shabba, they're not saying nothing to nobody. The Bible telling you tongues is other translation, it's Spanish, French. But they want to make up some kind of garbage, and you always get take with that because you're emotional. They catching you, understand? You're like a drug addict. So now you're only looking for high and for vibes. When you're supposed to get good vibes out of doing the right thing on the right track and enjoying the thing that God created, like a little wine. Enjoy a little wine. Enjoy something in moderation. You sit down with your brethren, you're drinking a nice little scotch, eating some nice food, some nice little healthy food. You ain't trying to get your whole gut swell up and trying to choke down everything in your mouth. You're eating like a man. The scriptures, everything they have, the things that them, the same thing the pastor telling you. Not they gain your instruction in terms of if you didn't know about. Nobody didn't tell you, but when they're reading this, you eat like a man, my brother. Boy. They will take a little something, you'll take your time, don't rush your hand first. Let somebody offer you, understand? The next man big up. That kind of way, operate, understand, with some dignity and some class. That inside there, that inside this book here. You understand? That inside this book, I show you don't know. You don't know this. There's only very few people on the earth know about this part of the Bible. 14 books I was taken out of the Bible, all that wisdom inside here. How to eat, how to drink, how to enjoy yourself, how to protect your soul, how to honor your father and your mother, how to learn, how you're supposed to learn. You want to be under man who knows by season. There's nobody outside there that knows them season to guide you the right way. All of them, you understand, with some kind of off thing. And only pride. You do understand it. Go by the men who understand it so that we can actually get people in the right direction by we can really, truly read and to be careful people. What the hell, you understand? You're the unchained man. Imagine you're the doctor. You're the unchained doctor. You want to walk and gloves up and say, by prepare for that surgery. They are going to cut open this person. You know, read something. Or chat GPT, you know, ask them what to do a bypass surgery. You bump up anything inside there, you understand your head shaking. Then when you play with your life out here, that's what we need to understand. These people, them is not no leader. They're not on that program. They're incapable. It wasn't taught. They wasn't trained. That's something that we explain in videos and then Acts 13, 16. Acts 9, I think, Acts 9, 13 to 16. Give a warning, do not try this at home. These men are trained professionals. They have to train to be able to show or how to really guide people and how to understand that Bible so they can teach the right things to people. It is not something to play with. This is no game. This is no toy. Stop letting people play it all their life out here, boy. Like what they doing it here. Talking about sex is not marriage and all kind of garbage. You know what disease they can pick up out there? You know, destroy your mind, even if you escape a disease. You know, destructive use out there. Imagine your body parts do have that kind of thing to your mind, lock off from that. When that's supposed to be one of the biggest things for you, your body, especially as a woman, man, a man too, they're not supposed to be loose. They ain't supposed to gain access to that. Just to. Come on, G. Yeah, boy, we real far from it done. And all your body parts exposed. Imagine that you in bikini and thinking you there, you haven't clothes. No, fam. That ain't good. Like that stuff up, boy. Somebody in the sun trying to pick you up with you real easy. And now you defending it. Like crazy work, G. We don't about the verse 12? Yeah, talk about it.
Verse 12. And next unto him repaired Shalom, the son of Halasher, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem, he and his daughters.
Give me that again, Babakasha, the women them.
And next unto him repaired Shalom, the son of Halasher, the ruler of the half of Jerusalem, he and his daughters.
He and his daughters, by them put their hand to the work, by. Imagine sisters picking up some bricks, by to come and try to build back the temple, by to try to give you back a place, going back to your records, and this belongs to all it. This is what all it is doing, this is how all it is live. This is how the whole planet will be at peace. This is how, you understand, this is avoid all this bacchanal, all this chaos, all this madness here, this is how to avoid all that shiftiness. This is how in 2026, you're not supposed to be facing this. And this epidemic, you know, if I'm a prophet then, Of course, the Lord showed them it, but you know how sad they would be, boy? How flabbergasted, how distressed they would be to see, boy, in 2026, boy, we aborting 500,000 soldiers, boy, and princesses, boy. All we resources, all we manpower, boy, all we strength, they are we killing them off, boy. They are we do unaliving them, boy, boy, and sabotaging we on growth, boy. We're not supposed to be powers coming up by strength and real numbers, by especially through the right way, the right mind frame. What do you mean? I will put this whole place to shame. You are looking for 100,000, sorry, 144,000, and every year we unaliving 500,000. Imagine that. Imagine in 1 year, you Lord can get the right men back on track in that same year, and we unaliving about 3 times the amount. We unaliving the whole solution to put this thing in a wrap. I never think about it. My Lord, I never think about that. Think about it. It's only command general of Israel. Think about that thing deep now. But here and general. Every year, the same thing you are looking for. 144,000 men, 12,000 of each tribe. They have, we understand, unaliving them by one. That is the solution to come out of all this madness. Imagine that. Imagine if we could be the place we equipped to take care of each other and we come out of this place so fast, your ball, it make your head spin. You want to know if you do something illegal. First, you come out of all this madness. And this is a nightmare. And we think, we watching back and saying, what the hell is going wrong with me? What the ass was really taking place with me, right? You telling me we had every which way to come out of this madness. Just like in Egypt, when we didn't leave Egypt, coming out of Egypt. 40 days was the journey. We take 40 years. Now we more than 400 years to come out of all this madness. You think that right, boy? And you're pressing fighting tooth and nail to do what to catch that. If you only catch that, that is it. If you only stop unaliving them, children, that is a wrap. Imagine that. Imagine it could be the headspace to understand that, G. All this thing you're balling about the place hard and all this corruption, all that done. In a few short years. Real quick. It has soldiers inside here, real sharp, sharper than 50 and 60-year-old men. These men come up under the shoe down and they're real sharp if you hear them. They're very sharp, don't get wax. Don't tell me, you understand that why talking is garbage. These men capable of helping running our government. Youth men coming up under that real sharp men. And a wrong sharp men, so you don't know, they get real sharp. They razor sharp, like a ginsu. You part to their sword, they cut in iron. First the sharp. So don't tell me no garbage, don't tell me no shipping, don't tell me no rubbish. We're not trying to hear that. If we put ourselves in a position to be able to do that, all this madness done. All this shocking and jiving done. All this trying to play nice for everybody and trying to be everybody's friend, all that done. We don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be bowing down to them and falling after the ways to come out of all this madness to live, to survive. None of that. All of that is a fairy tale. All that is a lie they wanted to believe. That ain't true. Nehemiah was on the Lord mission and he was an Israelite, and the king did know Artaxerxes knows all the records was there. He knows that the Lord had killed all his firstborn in Egypt. Affair with them. He knows once these people are doing what they're supposed to do, it is a wrap. And the man he did not fight against God. He was a wise king. He didn't fight against God. He gave Nehemiah what it is he needed by to help build back the place. So he don't know by I will benefit from that. Right? Look, I can't get one man to hold Nehemiah place. I have to worry when Nehemiah coming back. Don't stay too long in the chair. Need you, boy, whatever. Man, did not do that. Queen of Sheba leaving by you have to find out Solomon boy. Imagine that like a queen. I have real resources. Imagine that like the UK, like Canada. Imagine Canada. Canada clean, like I want to go across Canada and tell me the place clean. You can't see nothing across on the ground, nothing clean and real nice. Imagine if the vice president or the president of Canada running the axe, you understand? Commander General, how to really run Canada, boy? Because the place clean, but the people in mind, it messed up, it screwed up. How to have a justice system here, right? How to make sure Trump can take all the oil and ain't take Greenland. Because this man, like, he's an absolute retard. Commander General, how to run this place, right? Imagine him running on that night and trying to call the Commander General or General Maiman and ask him, can I get an audience with Commander General Babakasha, please? We need a solution for this. Because Trump here will destroy everything. Imagine that. That's what we all through history we know, and we could be notorious for that. We're notorious for being the go-to with regards to how to get help and how to run the place. And we're not in the right place. We're that off. Nobody is barely doing that. Look, we had the laws together, and Colin Powell is one of the mightiest or the greatest generals it ever had. Contains team that some may find uncomfortable has been restricted. We don't need speech or hate for behavior. Man, behave yourself, eh? Or just shut mouth with that talk. It's the truth. I wish channels on TikTok and get a little brain. All you need to program this algorithm to understand when the facts coming out that help your dumb tail. Help all across the in China. And with ByteDance. That help ByteDance understand to come out of all this madness. When they can't survive Trump and then don't run and hide and pretend and all this thing. All they don't know. All the algorithm is smart enough to understand the time of the day. Don't play foolish showy. Don't fight God. Come on. It's like it's right. We don't to chapter 4, Babusha. If I will short time again, we will try to push through and
right?
Babusha, chapter 4, Slack.
Chapter 4. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we build a wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria, and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stone out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall.
So if it's useless, then hush him out. Hush him out, you understand? If it's so useless, hush him out and go from here. You're talking all agrees, you talk, you understand? And then you're frightened. So why did you so threatened by that you had to come and try to get men to ride it here to pull along the wall? If it's so useless, if it's so ridiculous, then if it's so far-fetched. But then go from here, hush him out and go away. But you're threatened. Because if you're doing wickedness, you understand, then you're fearing punishment. And the only people out here fearing punishment, you know, when you do not pack a garbage, you know, you're not free to operate. You're not free to walk, you understand, and talk the things. And make a boast on God, you understand, you're half frightened. No, don't get kids like everybody. But you're supposed to be coming out of that. You ain't supposed to be at that level to whereby, I don't know, I have to side with this evildoers too, because I am it too. You're not supposed to be so, you're supposed to be, yes, you know, it's supposed to be now. All those black people are supposed to be by I beg God and I pray. God forgive my foolishness, but I know I do some shit for this and I know I will get it. I know, you understand, I'm supposed to get a real punishment. I know I don't deserve a second chance. I know I deserve breath when the day come. And that is humility we're supposed to be on that because we know we do some shit for this. All kind of garbage, all this knowledge, all this understanding we do. And even fighting up to come back in a center, how we supposed to operate. We know, you understand, the position we really supposed to be in mentally. And really supposed to be pushing towards one another. That is where we're supposed to be in this 2026. Not in a sun trying to get a little corner edge, doing some wickedness with your person. Because it now looks for that. It have fear, because if they wouldn't have no fear, everybody, nobody talking up, nobody saying nothing, nobody fighting against the identities that you really choose. Nobody doing that. But you don't know, anytime they get to understand this, then go looking for, you understand, to come back and send back Christ. Go looking to put things in dry because these people understand. But they don't understand some. God could just say, well, boy, I enough. He can say 144,000, he can get 10,000. Get 20,000. God could do what he want. Well, your president so foolish, so dunce. Kill all that dead. You understand? The Lord say thing, you could do like me, man, don't tell nobody nothing and say, why are you enough, man? Enough so let there, I just send back, man. Don't worry. All these men will teach you a score in terms of what to do. Don't feel like a boxing God. The creator, the man say, by touch back the plan by your place, no man by. Oh, let cannot deal with me, boy. Let cannot deal with my judgment. So go from in front of my face with that shippiness. All this thing that Trump playing bad and all this other thing by Biden, so Stop trying to fight God, boy. That don't make no sense, boy. Or like get the program, get with the right program. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is the place. And the Lord say, boy, hey, all they do exactly what He asks I tell them to do. We exist for that. To let men know, you understand, it's have a program to follow. Do this. This is what we on. This is the Bible Spirit. Do this. Do that. And you will find yourself enjoying yourself much more. When you really get back to common sense and start to see it now, right now. So, but these men and the men still, they ain't weak, you understand? They ain't tech, they ain't clumsy. They're real judge, real liberty, real nice, and real family vibes. They're serious as that. They're not playing the people. They're not playing with you neither, but you keep in a certain frame, but by it's real vibes, it's real niceness, by on that order, by. Because we understand we need to protect you from yourself. We need to hold a certain frame so that we don't get things out of hand. But other than that, by talking about by bring things to drink, hide the woman, hide the liquor. Trying to get me things up. I cannot wait till it become more normal. By even I want to say, if I don't go and pull two other wives, because I think my dowry money up. But I don't go and ask her father the honorable way and say, well, why thinking and her father negotiating with me because you don't know. Here is a real assistant. I talk about somebody, maybe as the status come out, you know what I mean? 2, 3 years, 5 years. It's a sharp, 20-something, 27 somebody. College, come out of college of business or something. And she's going good. She's sharp, and a man calling her about 50,000 or 100,000 van. What? You're balling. But you don't know, you're a good quality woman because she trained. The scripture says there's nothing sweeter, there's nothing better than a mind well instructed by. When you're a woman like that, by I mean, you get through. And not distracted. And the men, them, you don't know the sharp, and men at a whole standard. You can't do anybody do whatever you want in here. In we communities, when that becomes so standard, then they don't know we up there. Because you're going to get quality families, they're going to get quality results. Because people on the program. That is the goal. That is the way forward. If everybody understands that's that done spirit. And we real far off. Can't get them do. Or the hell you want me to do anything and none of we are nothing. What are you going to put to the table? What are you going to put together? Nothing? Stop it. We don't have questions, sir?
Verse 4. Hear, O God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach unto their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. And cover not thine iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee. For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. For the people had in mind to work.
Was right there. See that is the machine. You know talking about that. Eh? You see all them files coming out with Trump and this one and that, the other, everybody guesses. That was supposed to be taking place. All the sexual perversion, cut down all of that. You don't have none of that. Your brain is not going to wax up and you're not going to think where you think and put in your brain and your perverted mind and you get all that washed out. Or your reset of God is going to press the reset button. Don't feel it. It's that kind of party out there. Nobody fears on it. Nobody fears Trump and them fellas. Them fellas them need, you understand? Righteous rulers on the earth to set this whole place right to face, save them from their own self. All that beast thing, you understand? You have to go in a cage until it learn to behave. You're not entertaining none of that out here. You feel all there so much skill on social media and they go try and chop up men words and make this thing and there's all kind of garbage. By go from here that. Let the Lord understand, give us serious cutas, a serious judgment and make all let understand be able to by. We don't need this that foolery out here by. It is our people supposed to have a mind to work by, work on the right things and then work on good vibes, work on proper things by, and not form the ass out here. We don't have time with that. You understand? So whereby it's like you have to go on a cleanse, you have to go on a rehab, you have to go and get cold turkey and sweat out all that drugs out the system, sweat it out of your mind because it's real fool, real garbage you're out here. Under the suppressor, that is why all is so corrupt. We didn't know because we don't know, you understand? We escape some of that and we fighting to continue. We don't want that corruption and we neither inside of here nowhere on the planet. That is why we're working towards, understand, making sure it fix. You don't know this the result we get when you see the place run free and kill them there. There is some choice. They chosen death. They don't know that. And free will. You chosen death. The God of the Bible, the power of the God, power of the Bible. The black God said this. He said, choose you this day, life or death. You didn't know he chosen death. Kill you there. I have free will. Free will masked by that is lies. That is garbage. You are not free will. You choosing death and don't know that. You have a covenant of death. That's why there's a process. So it's only real true nature coming out. Wait to really see what time of the day it is out here. So we don't have time with no petty garbage. Not on that. Only who view it, understand, make sure understand what time of the day it is. We need to get ourselves in a drive. Come out all this madness. When you see all the understand operating on that kind of vibes, we don't know all that insane out on everything. We pray the Lord have mercy on all that, understand? Other than that, we don't know to stay away from all that. Stay away. But we're not entertaining that. You try that stuff in this wrong area. Wrong anyone energy, you understand? You will feel something. As the Lord say, as the Lord say, S is A, one time. As the Lord say S, you understand? You don't know we fall in suit and it's S. One time. Arm in a shot. Arm up, wherever it is. Big stone, wherever. Move it. In faith. Hands, wherever. You'll get it. Not on that. See what go on this the other day. I love to see that. That place. Some white man is playing mad and talk and cussing up a sister, kill me dead. She don't have protection. UPK men see that I think it's California, not California, somewhere. If you see men outside, if you want out here, you want real so left by Chiba, you want all over the place and spread like a wildfire. There's only one stuff, you understand? Making sure that this place do all that kind of shit that's going on. Don't feel you're going to talk to me and you feel you're going to do see something under the cover of the night by that way. If you don't talk to she anyway and chat to she and I'm not on that. You will face some hands. We will deal with them as real papa. Feel men out here afraid by that way. You're not on that. Whether small or big numbers, we don't fear. Nima, just like Nima, we don't concern, you understand, with what you think and think. Nima, but you get a real papa. So if we short any time now, but they read the rest of the we call it the rest of verse, chapter 4 and 5. And see how Nima them deal with them then. Real monstrous I say by that we talking about. Give me Judah chapter 5, Baba Gosha. Right? The same thing we now talking about it. This is always a part. The next part I want to think about the Bible, but this was always going through history. We didn't know this. And these same men them who didn't want to build the temple and didn't want to be applying what is work and what the Most High said to do on the planet, but to make sure that the place ran right. This is what they know and they pass it down to each other. Hear what this man said in Judah chapter 5, verse 17. The
book of Judah chapter 5, verse 17. And whilst they sinned, not before God, their God, they prospered, because the God they hated inquired. The God that hated iniquity was with them.
Right. You made again from the top,
verse 17. And while they sinned, not before their God, they proposed, because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
Right, read on, Babakisha.
Verse 18. But when they had prepared from the way, when they have departed from the way which he appointed, then they will destroy in many battles, very sore, and will led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Pause right there. See, we know reading there in Nehemiah chapter 4, and 3, and 2, and then 1. When Nehemiah inquired about what going on, we don't know. Nehemiah did say, boy, when we didn't listen to God, we get scattered about everywhere. We know we did that same instance, and you don't know. We know once we serve it God and do what God said to do, everybody is going to get the ass washed. They cannot go against you. But anytime we depart from what God said to do, we get destroyed in battles very soon. Now with relics, why is the place so hard? Look like peas. We can't manage, we can't take it. We're breaking back. That is not supposed to happen.
There's a way out of that, and your leaders not putting you on game. We doing it to make sure we understand, hey, all we have to do is be doing what this Bible say, and all this shipping is done. All this free legs, understand this stuff. We learn about Bishop?
Continue.
Mm-hmm.
It was Saturday Sabres.
No, give me 19. Go read them to 19.
Verse 19. But now are they returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
I pause right there. The same wall in Jerusalem they didn't want to be building, we're going to go back there when we return to God. That is why it was so important for Nehemiah to continue to build back up that wall. There is a place that have your records, that have exactly what you're supposed to do, that is part of your culture. When you build it back up, you understand when God said, this is what I wanted to do here. If you want to say, I want to build in China, in Russia, wherever it is, you can build that. In Caribbean, in Trinidad, Jamaica, in Martinique, in Montreal, wherever, in Jerusalem, you understand, in New York, in California, in wherever, in Texas, exactly what the letter build, do that. When you follow it, I tell you, you understand, I just make sure this whole planet run on that all instruction, because I pass it down to all just like Moses have a book, and Daniel have a book, and this one have a book. Exactly what he's going to do is what it is I tell all them. When we leave off that, this is the kind of licks we just get. All this is our free licks. All this is unnecessary pain and struggle. So if we really are truly paining and struggling, and we just pretending, you understand that things are, and we're not out of our mind, well then let me come back to the Lord, exactly how we're supposed to be doing something. Right, the number to Trinidad and Tobago is 479-8286. If you're outside of Trinidad and Tobago, you want to go to ISUPK.com, and you're going to look for locations on the site, and look for the nearest school to you, and call up that number. If you call the number and you don't get through, you're going to find that same area, social media, or reach out to somebody in any other zone and ask them for the number closest to your area. You're going to reach out and going to ask how, you understand, to find out about what it is we culture, what it is supposed to be doing, what is the roadmap our brother was talking about on our TikTok live, on our Instagram live, on our Facebook, our YouTube, our shit speaking, I see somewhere else, wherever it is you find, you understand this knowledge coming out, and the roadmap, the blueprint for black people, them to remember what we're supposed to be doing, and how we just come out of all this madness. That is the solution right there. You want to do that. If you're a mad person, then you have to get, you understand, your mind check out. You got to go to the next facility, and if you can remember, after you take your pills, come back and find the ISUPK. You understand? That's what it is. With that, we say shalom, we pass the class over the priest and officer. Yeah. Right? No sign, guys. So what? Right? No, to all again, much appreciated. Yeah.
All right, security announcements. Where the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, New York, under commanding General Han. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the word. They are here to share themselves of the word. There's another 6 months. So like after 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find it in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21. And Malachi from chapter 3 from verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, pronounced from Aishur. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offense for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation is the Memorial Blowing of Trumpets, which is on Friday, September 11th on 2026. You can find that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, from verse 24 to 26. You might archive and document it on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, for ISUPK events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in school, then it's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirt, black pants, black headband, and scarf. With that, we say imagine, which means to stand. I will just say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayo, Podash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Saba'a, Matizaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'aratiza, Kuba, Ayah, Bashemayo, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawan, Wasalatno, Kawawatno, Kasalatno, Kawawatno, Bala'a, Sabayanawa, Banasayawan, Bo, Washina, Yan, Ra, Ayah, Laka, Malakwa, Wa'al, Sapara, I will love you, Ma.
In the English, what we just said was
Our Father,
that in heaven,
God in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
be thy name,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, thy kingdom come,
be done.
thy will be done,
On earth,
in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
daily bread,
Give us our debts.
forgive us our debts,
We forgive
as we forgive
our debtors.
our debtors.
Lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
deliver us,
Thine is the kingdom,
for thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. Psalm, it's a turn into the king teacher to salute. When I'm Israel, Shabbat, Matthew, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, your tribe, the Matah, let's give us sisters online, you can see salute about the Shabbat, Matthew, Barak, Yahweh Shema, the Hashem, your tribe, in the Matah, classes.
All right, all you understand? So again, the number to Trinidad and Tobago is 479-8286. If you're looking in foreign, anywhere outside of Trinidad, the number, you want to go to ISUPK.com, find the nearest school to you. Understand? Prison program, food program, marriage counseling, the works, the whole 9 yards. All the solution for black people today. All right, sure. Shalom, peace. Don't know.